Hello and welcome to Meade Week. I'm Brian Spann. On this edition, Fort Meade hosts a resiliency fair. Oktoberfest is next week. Information on the upcoming Hispanic Heritage Month celebration and more. But first, each year the United States National POW MIA Recognition Day is observed across the nation on the third Friday of September. Fort Meade's observance began with this morning's Reveille ceremony. About 50 motorcycle riders representing the Rolling Thunder organization arrived to present the POW MIA flag. The first POW MIA Recognition Day was held in July of 1979. The dates of the observance changed frequently until 1986, when it was moved to the third Friday in September. According to the DoD's Prisoner of War and Missing Personnel Office, as of today, there are still 1,682 Americans listed as missing in action. In other news, in 2008, the Army started implementing the Comprehensive Soldier Fitness Program, or CSF. The aim of the program is to increase the resilience and performance of soldiers, family members, and Department of Army civilians. According to officials, it's an attempt to raise awareness and educate soldiers that psychological strength is as important as physical fitness. Brigadier General Rhonda Cornum, who oversees the Army program, says that the historical way of dealing with psychological fitness was to wait until somebody showed evidence of not having psychological fitness and then trying to fix it. General Cornum, at a briefing earlier this year, explained the Global Assessment Tool.
So the Global Assessment Tool, this is just, it's 150 questions, and in those four domains primarily we talked about: social, family, spiritual, and emotional. So that's kind of what you're going to see. And what will happen is you'll take it, and you'll be told when to take it. First of all, you'll get it when you first come in, just like they did at the recruiting station or at the accession, and then it'll probably be every 2 years after that. And you'll do the same thing like you do with your dental check or your PSA test or whatever your flight physical. You know, you'll turn amber on AKO and say go do this, and then you'll go do it before you turn red and somebody else. And so you will get a score. And you will either do well or poorly in all these things. And then once you've done that, you will get sent to training that is appropriate for your level of maturity and knowledge and skill at that time.
There are 5 dimensions of strength in the CSF program: physical, emotional, social, family, and spiritual. The CSF program uses many resources, but the main ones are the Global Assessment Test, Master Resilience Trainers, Comprehensive Resilience Modules, that's an online course of study, and institutional training. That institutional training starts here at next Tuesday's Resiliency Fair. The fair runs from 10 until 2 at the McGill Training Center. The fair concludes with an evening session at Club Meade, Tuesdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Jeff and Debbie from Forever Families are the guest speakers. If you'd like more information about CSF, go to their website at www.csf.army.mil. You can also read more about Consolidated Soldier Fitness in this week's edition of our award-winning newspaper, The Sound Off. In other news, one of the largest community events of the year starts next Thursday. I'm talking about Oktoberfest. This year's celebration is scheduled for Thursday, September 22nd through Sunday the 25th. It's being held at the Fort Meade Pavilion, and as always, admission is free and open to the public. You will, of course, have to pay for any refreshments and attractions. Things kick off Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. Hours on Friday are from 5 to 11, on Saturday the 24th from noon to 11, and on Sunday from noon to 10. For more information, go to www.ftmeademwr.com. Also coming up next week, the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. This year's theme is Many Backgrounds, Many Stories, One American Spirit. Fort Meade's observance is Thursday at 11:30 at the McGill Training Center. The U.S. Army Field Band will spotlight its Son Tropical Band with special guest artist Alfredo Mojica. Lieutenant General Rhett Hernandez, Commanding General of U.S. Army Cyber, is the guest speaker. The event is, of course, free of charge for the entire community. For more information, contact the Equal Opportunity Office at 301-677-6687. Finally, one sporting note to pass along. The golf course is hosting the annual Men's Club Championship this weekend. It's a 36-hole stroke play event. It's a gross and net format, so for all you non-golfers, that means you must have an established USGA handicap to compete in the net event. Golfers tee off Saturday morning starting at 7:30. We'll have all the results on next week's Meade Week. That's all for this edition. I'm Brian Spann. For everyone at Meade TV and the Fort Meade Public Affairs Office, have a great weekend and a great Meade Week.